Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also, you need to turn off the water to the refrigerator. In this video, we'll show you how to replace the cold water reservoir in the GE refrigerator. It's going to be a very easy repair, should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For this job, we're going to need an open-ended 5/16" wrench, a pair of needle nose pliers, a 1/4" nut driver, and a 5/16" nut driver. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new cold water reservoir. The main reason why you would be replacing the cold water reservoir is if it leaks or it starts deteriorating, leaving small particles in the water. We will start at the back of the refrigerator by removing the rear access panel. Using a 5/16" nut driver, I'm taking the 6 screws that holds the panel out and then removing the access panel. Here is the tube that feeds the water from the water valve into the reservoir. Put a small towel on the floor to catch water. Use a 5/16" nut driver to take out the screw and remove the water inlet valve. Use the open-ended wrench to push on the collar around the tube and pull it out. Next, grab the towel and let's move to the front. Let's open the doors to remove the toe panel. It's held in place by 2 clips. Grab it firmly and pull it out. Then, using a 1/4" nut driver, remove 2 screws in the corners and take off this bar. Then locate the coupling under the freezer section. Put a towel under the coupling. Again, use the open-ended wrench to push on the collar and pull the tube out. After that, remove the tube from the 2 retaining clips from underneath. And now let's close the freezer door to prevent your favorite ice cream from melting and start working on the reservoir in the fresh food compartment. We need to remove the lower shelf by lifting it off the hinges. We need to remove the light shield by lifting it off the pins and pulling the bottom from the gasket. Let's remove the storage pan out of the refrigerator. Pull it out, lift it up slightly and remove the storage pan. Then pull the shelf forward, raise the rear end of the glass shelf, push it back just a little bit to free the front end, then take it out. Here you can see the cold water reservoir attached to the rear wall with 1/4" screw. Use a 1/4" nut driver to take it out. Then pull out the clip on the top of the reservoir. Next, we are going to slowly pull both water lines out until we can remove the reservoir. This is the old cold water reservoir next to the new one. If you don't have it, you can get it from AppliancePartsPros.com. Let's put the new cold water reservoir in. Install the tubes into these 2 openings. The short tube goes first. That's for the water inlet valve. And then we can feed in the long one. Feed the tubes in until you don't have any slack left. Fasten the reservoir to the wall with a 1/2" screw and lock the tab. With the reservoir secured, we can go around to the back of the refrigerator. Here we can see the 2 water lines. Let's grab the long one and feed it through to the front of the refrigerator. Now take the short tube from the cold water reservoir and firmly push it into the water valve connector. Then, using a 5/16" nut driver, reattach the water inlet valve to the refrigerator with a 5/16" screw. At this point, we can head to the front of the refrigerator. Alright, so let's take this end of the tube, which comes from the back, and push the end into the coupling to connect it with the dispenser water line. Then, install the tube into these two mounting clips. Then put the tube around the post on the left. At this point, you should plug the refrigerator back in, turn the water supply back on, and use the water dispenser to check for leaks. If there are no leaks, you may reinstall the rear access panel. I would like to point on these three tabs. They have to interlock with the base of the refrigerator. Get all those 5/16" screws in with the 5/16" nut driver. Now, with the freezer door open again, let's reinstall the lower bar. 2 1/4" screws, one on each corner, with the use of a 1/4" nut driver will do the job. And now we can push the toe grill in place. Close the freezer door and let's reinstall all the shelves in the fresh food compartment. Let's install the glass shelf back with the front end first. Then lower the rear end on the side supports. Next, let's put the storage pan back inside the refrigerator. It just slides in. Place the groove on the top of the light shield over these two pins and place the bottom edge under the gasket. Now we can put the shelf back in. Please note that you have to pour out a few cups of water before drinking to flush the reservoir out. It may take a few seconds to purge the air out of the lines before you start getting water. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, please check out our other repair videos available on our site, on Facebook, and on YouTube.